Hello everyone, welcome to the CTV News on Calabash TV and on the Wave Radio 94.5. I am Melissa Joseph. A collaborative approach involving key regional partners in agriculture and standards development was forged Wednesday as the Bureau of Standards spearheaded a national dialogue forum on quality infrastructure for agriculture. A national quality infrastructure is the institutional framework that will guide the practice of standardization in the sector. John King is ECA's representative for the Eastern Caribbean.
The realities of existing markets, including growing requirements, standards, and certification, are generally viewed in the context of additional challenges for earning a livelihood from agriculture. As a consumer, we can appreciate the need for assurance that the product we consume and use are safe. The competence to deliver that assurance is and will continue to be a defining element of agriculture development and the policies and plans that will shape it. The ability to provide that assurance to the consumer, however, required the cooperation and collaboration of a number of actors. The way in which they work and the effectiveness in producing assurance of quality of products and services is an important area for work in building innovative, effective, and profitable systems.
Commerce Minister Emma Hippolyte called on participants to give thought to the building of brand awareness for St. Lucian products with quality at competitive prices.
We are all aware that compliance with international standards is a prerequisite for entry into international markets. Moreover, maximizing on the opportunities for business linkages cannot be overstated, as businesses must meet the critical requirements to trade across borders. The Ministry's support to developing our national quality infrastructure is unwavering. The Ministry of Commerce and its allied agencies, the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards, as well as the Trade Export Promotion Agency, the TIPA, will continue to promote the development of the necessary quality infrastructure for improved products and service standards. By so doing, we would be integrating the priority areas for trade and investment and enhancing the business climate for competition and
The minister underscored the fact that St. Lucia, much like CARICOM neighbors, is unable to take advantage of opportunities presented by the Economic Partnership Agreement, the EPA, because of the inability to meet the technical standards of the European market.
As many exporters in St. Lucia and the Caribbean have limited access to internationally recognized accredited testing and certification services in the region, and often have to source these services from outside the region at high cost. To overcome these technical barriers to trade, our quality infrastructure needs to provide the required services to show that our products meet international requirements at the regional and national level in order to support the private sector. This quality infrastructure must be aligned with the best practices in the international community. At the conclusion of this national dialogue, I expect a working document that the St. Lucia Bureau of Standards can use as a guide to produce the country's own national quality policy, and that stakeholders in the country would have a greater understanding for the need to develop a quality infrastructure for goods and services and actively engage in the process. The government is committed to developing the critical policies and programs to strengthen the national quality infrastructure and in so doing, foster economic development.
For several years now, the Ministry of Agriculture has been engaging players in the various subsectors. Minister Moses Joe-Baptiste noted that there have been numerous success stories as a result.
Under the EU-funded BAM project, the retrofitting and refurbishment of agro-processing infrastructure to meet international standards is currently being undertaken. A new agricultural diagnostic lab is also to be constructed, and it is important to note that we are constructing this new lab with the intention to provide adequate space for housing the Bureau's meteorology lab. In addition, we intend to pursue the accreditation of those aspects of the lab's work that are important for the certification of agricultural or fisheries products. We are determined to ensure that the new lab plays a very important role in the national quality infrastructure. Under our CDF-funded YEP project, we are setting up production facilities such as greenhouses and livestock housing in accordance with good agricultural practices. With the assistance of the Republic of China, Taiwan, the government of St. Lucia has just expended over 20 million EC dollars in the construction of a meat processing facility built in accordance with international standards.
And training, the minister said, continues across all subsectors, including fisheries.
In collaboration with the Ministry of Education's Technical and Vocational Unit, we have been engaged in the development of competency-based standards, boating safety for fishers, and standards for managing a fishing business. Standards for fish handling have already been developed. Importantly, we have also developed an NVQ, which means National Vocational Qualification, competency-based standard for sustainable CMOS production. This was a first in the Caribbean, and it is my understanding that it has already been approved by CROSCU and the boating safety standard will follow.
Minister Moses Joe-Baptiste.